from 6 p.m. Today, I'm going to present about how does airport airlines function, particularly in India. Okay. Alright. For the first point, we have to know about how does the airport exist. This airport exists because of before and during the Second World War, there was no demand for air travel in the comparison to post-war. In particular, there were not very many experienced pilots readily available to fly the aeroplanes. Once the war was over, many civilians who had volunteered in the Army, Navy or Air Force were disused yet had visit skills such as flying. Now, many had seen part of the world. Some could only dream of it were only the inevitable. The others wanted to share the same experience. Thus began the evolution of leisure travel and holidays. Next, I will talk about the air service agreement. This agreement began to change as pressure was growing in the direction of airlines in particular. Many more airline companies were beginning to increase, especially charter and non-scheduled airlines. An example would be Southwest Airlines, eliminating the restriction imposed before the liberalization fully took place, aiding the consumers' demand for an interest in flying. In 1977, when Jimmy Carter became the president of the US in his Senate and government, a chain of events began to develop within the aviation industry, from an industry which was closely regulated and managed to eventually becoming an open and competitive industry under government rule. Basically, this agreement will based on the 4 key factors, which is firstly, market access, secondly, designation, thirdly, capacity, and lastly, tariff. So how to overcome the environment issues? As we know, this aviation industry is entering a new era of change as we aim to meet our environmental challenges. This industry is in the midst of a transformation that is comprehensive as one of the took place a century ago when we went from oval right flying for a few seconds in 1902 to the first daily passenger flights from London to Paris in 1919. This stunning speed of innovation has not abated, and the next 2 decades will be among the most daring and progressive innovation history, as people in all parts of the industry work on the new technologies and processes to limit aviation impact on the environment. Many suggest that environment concerns such as CO2 emission could be a barrier that will halt much of the future trends becoming apparent. For example, as we can see, Heathrow 5th Terminal at the current state, many residents and complainants believe that a new terminal which is to have a capacity of 35 million passengers a year is concerning for both noise pollution and climate pollution. This major development to provide a world-class airport has created many arguments and rejection from local areas and business. But the BAA and CAA have stated that aircraft operations are only 20% more efficient than only 10 years ago. So, what is the expectation profit of airlines in future? Based on the research, suggests that on the profit margin of the aviation industry globally, airlines are set to make a combined net profit of $3.8 billion in 2007. According to the Mintel reports and Wall Street Journal, they also state that according to the IATA, European airlines will account for $2.4 billion for the profit forecast. Airlines will make up $1.7 billion. Non-American airlines are expected to lose a combined $600 million. It also forecasts that by 2010, Asia will be the world's largest aviation market, accounting for 1/3 of the air traffic. What is the airport retailing means? When airport becoming full established, retail option were not widely available. It was more a case of contact point to board aircraft. Since the consumers waiting to board flight wanted more function to be able to entertain one another. The breeding of retail become a starting point for airports to increase their incoming to aid in the increased prices of the preservation of the airport and runways. Airports have a captive audience, and many airports have realized that due to the constant hike in price of fuel and others, airport believe that having a basic shopping area will assist the charge of running an airport. So, what is the relationship between airlines and airport? This is quite similar in looking at the relationship between travel and hospitality, where it is difficult to ascertain which one comes first and can you have one without the other. The simple answer for this thing is, without the demand for aircraft and airlines, no one would need a base. The same vice versa, an airport would not survive without having aircraft and airline being readily available for the consumer. Post-war saw a lot of air bases changing to leisure bases on airlines to wish travelers going abroad. What was one grassy of dirt track runways, the sudden increase in leisure travel meant the concrete surfaces which decrease the drag of force of an aeroplanes begin to operate. Many argue of where and which was the first airport to be established. What's most important is their structure and how different in usage they have become. Alright, that's all from me. I hope you guys enjoy with my videos, which is how does the airport and airlines particularly function together. Thank you.